Hello, my name is Forrest. I'm tired, and I want to have a conversation today. First, we're going to start off with a beverage. This is some leftover stock of the Welch's Blueberry Sparkling Water. Real men don't need alcohol to have a good time. Yeah, it's fruity water. This one's not even sparkling anymore because it froze and then I thawed it and it exploded in my face. So let's talk about something that has been plaguing our communities for a long time. New and upcoming creators. I feel like there's a real problem with the new line of creators out here, content creators or Instagram influencers. And I'm friends with several of them. In fact, let me not be 100% negative here. People like Poor Boy Arms, love you, Jordan. There's other vendors that also, like a Sippy Boy, a Darian, we love you. You create content and you also propagate and lift others up around you. Love it. And I've never once been asked for free shit by either of those guys. Either of them. And there's other content, they escape my mind right now, but I'm not saying the whole movement is bad. I am saying that you guys are kind of capping yourself at the, so let me back it up. So what I mean by this is like Instagram creators that do, or short creators that do 10 to 20 second videos, where they'll fire a magazine at something with an FRT or without it, or just show something. I mean, I want to keep it to the FRT creators, because there are other creators that will just display a gun historically in under a minute, and I love that. I was just watching the lady one. It's great. The FRT guys that are just like, hey, go check out EXP Arms, and then they dump, I don't even know if EXP Arms is a brand, and they dump a magazine into the dirt or into a target or half a mag or a few rounds. And they're like, it worked, go buy. Okay. That's not a bad thing, but it's not really helping the community out, right? And maybe it helps out really small creators, but in the long run, it's actually not going to be helping you out if you're a small vendor or small distributor. And the reason why is because of the kinds of people that go watch those content and buy things. It's going to be people that need to have their hand held through the entire installation process, are more likely to want refunds, and are more likely to leave negative reviews on your product without ever actually taking the time to understand it or understand how their gun actually works, right? That's a problem. I am in the process of cleaning out the AC. People tell me to clean it all the time, so I'm doing that. Let's talk about like where these people kind of came from and where they're going to end up going. Where they come from is like, there's people like me. I love to make content, but it doesn't really get views. And I grew up watching shows on TV or Netflix when it was very early. It was like Weaponology, Tales from the Gun. There was like a top 10 one where it was like top 10 CQB guns, and it was like that, and they had like a generic voice. Lots of stuff on the History Channel about that. Lots of Arlie Ermey's Lock and Load. Those were all awesome, and I watched them. And so if you wanted the kind of visuals of LARPing and things, you did that through imagining in your own mind, playing video games or playing Airsoft. And because of that, you kind of got an idea. You had to build your own ideas of how things were going to lay out. And now we're seeing YouTubers like Garantham and the like recreating the experiences they saw through movies, TV, video games like Call of Duty, with the things they pairing them and right. And you have the thing is, there's always going to be different ends of the gun spectrum. Like who likes guns for what reasons, right? And you have all these new up and coming guys that are like gun ownership's being promoted. That's great. It's fantastic. We have these people that don't really have an image. They associate things and they look at guns as like a fashion statement or whatever, and that's the closest thing they have to an image with a gun. And so you see things like red anodized, blue anodized parts on the gun, 7.5-inch barrels, no buffer tube. And by the way, go watch the new James Reeves over at TFP TV YouTube channel. Dude just interviewed an FBI agent, and he kind of said that you could get a 7.5 to work if you wanted them to make the right ammo for it. It is an ammo. You are much more limited on ammo choices. That being said, that's not what these guys are doing. These guys are just because their favorite rapper has it, or their favorite micro celebrity or macro celebrity. Could be a big guy, could be Waka Flocka Flame going around with a 7.5-inch Draco. I don't know how long the barrel is on Draco, but that's the problem. And so these guys, they make these YouTube or shorts, these Instagram shorts, and the problem with that is they're never going to progress past that. Well, I said I was going to say where these guys are going. They're going nowhere. That doesn't mean they aren't somewhere right now. It's just that to transfer that career into something else usually means they start a rap career where they rap about FRTs, or they rap about blickies, or stuff of that nature. That's the only way for them to transition out of that and to actually equate things to real monetary gain, because YouTube views don't really necessarily mean money. Sponsorship does, right? And the worst of the worst is the guys that are just asking for free shit to review it. And it's like, yeah, you might have 10,000 views on a short, sure, but like I said a minute ago, even if I'm only, making a few $100 a month selling 3D printed FRTs, and that's a lot of vendors, that's not going to help them. That might help them in the start, but over time, their business model is going to be based on doing a lot of customer support. It gets very care intensive, and I offer a lot of customer support, but that's very hard to keep up with. And so I'm very picky with how I advertise and who I advertise to and what kind of use cases. I would love to give free shit without even being asked to Brass Facts, Nut and Fancy, Paul Harrell if he was still alive. I would love to see those guys. I would love to supply them with an FRT, and don't even shout out my product. Just talk about the use case of an FRT and a Minuteman or a civilian infantry automatic role. Something serious, right? The Second Amendment is not for looking flashy. The Second Amendment for getting active against a tyrannical threat. And sure, you could be active with a 7.5-inch barrel with no... These bare buffer tube Americans, I swear to God, they're going to give me a headache. Anyways. And by the way, that phrase, that bare buffer tube American shit, it's not any one race. And it's not a class. It's not a poverty class. Because it seems to extend to people with money. It's people that are just attached to the wrong... I created this term. Attached to the wrong narrative of gun ownership. They want to... They're not looking at the use case of the gun. They're looking at the person that has the gun, and they want to be like that person, so they buy that gun. That's a problem. And bare buffer tube Americans can have not bare buffer tubes. They're just trying to be like the nearest Grand Thumb video they just watched. That's a problem, right? Go out, find out what works for you. LARP in the woods, bro. Carry the gun. Be a nerd. Gun ownership was at its best when it was not secluded. I love that we have all these people, but when it was nerdy. Nerdy gun ownership is the best, because that's the shit that progresses gun ownership, right? Progresses the kind of guns that we see designed and such, right? But if you're a small level creator in the content world, start making longer format videos, please God. Longer than 10 minutes. I know, even if it is just a 10-minute video, you'll get the most money off that. That's the most ad revenue. You're not getting much money off of shorts. Okay, you're just not. But I would like to see you guys, especially some of you guys that are, bare buffer tube Americans or hoodlums or brokies. Right? There's nothing wrong with impoverished areas. Like I said, this isn't just, bare buffer tube Americans aren't just broke people. But I would like to see you guys try this stuff out. I make long format videos. Let us watch you suffer to conceal that fucking bare buffer tube 7.5-inch AR barrel. Do that. I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see you. Oh, you think it's good to carry a 7.5-inch over at 5.56 over a 7.5-inch AR9 with the stock on it because you think the firepower is better? Let me see you. Show me laying down accurate, supportive, or support by fire with a 7.5-inch gun, right? There are benefits to these things. Every gun has a benefit. Is it going to be the best in class at what it does? No, but it'll be better than something that's not made to do that. Surely, right? If I need to conceal a gun, 7.5-inch AR might not be the best, but it's going to beat the 14.5 pin weld behind me. Duh. Yeah, so I want to see more longer format videos. And I'm making this video to call forth all of the folk out there that want to move forward with their career in the firearms industry. They're not designing FRTs. They want to be famous for shooting guns online. They want to be famous for showing off products. If you want that from me, and I'm gonna start putting this out here. This is I make a God's honest promise. The first person to exceed 10,000, we'll say 10,000 subscribers, that is putting out reliable videos that are over that 10-minute mark. I'm not saying you have to have peak editing. I'm not saying you ever have to shoot the gun. If you want to sit here talking like I do, I don't shoot guns in my videos. Not hardly ever. I am talking and I'm sharing information that way. There are other ways I could share information, but this is where I think I can benefit the world the most. If you want to see me shoot, there's one video up there somewhere. If you surpass 10,000 views on 10,000 subscribers on your channel, any method of way you have of sharing videos, and you're making videos that are longer than 10 minutes, I will send you a free FRT. If you're a firearms related content channel. And then you can decide to do a review, or you cannot do a review. I don't care. I want to reward the kind of content that I want to see in the world. So yeah, that's going to be and it's a free giveaway. It's going to be a giveaway to creators that deserve it, right? And that's not just going to be one guy. I mean, I'm not going to do it for the end of time. But, starting now, some of you guys go start a channel. Start one today and get to 10,000 views. That's if you start today and you get to 10,000 subscribers, subs, not views, subs, on your YouTube channel, Instagram, whatever, and you're uploading content regularly that is over 10 minutes, regularly can be once a month, I don't care, but you show a pattern of it, I'll reward you, because I think that's what we should be rewarding in this industry. I think that's a great standard. I think that does a lot for the community. I think that's good. And here's my thing, like, a lot of you guys aren't going to know what to talk about. It doesn't matter. After 10 minutes, you'll figure out what to talk about more. You know what I mean? Is this going to be worth it? I don't know. You want to make 10-minute videos talking about how 32 ACP cartridges is used. I'm watching a 45-minute video right now on why 32 ACP is good and bad. That's the kind of thing I want to see, but it doesn't have to be any one particular part of the whatever, right? Tell shooting stories or something. I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. I want to grow the community. So that's going to be the end of it, guys. The blueberry sparkling water has been decent. If you're still here and you're watching this video, I think you're decent. Thank you for having the attention span to get through this. And try to have a wonderful day and start a neighborhood garden. If there's not somebody in your neighborhood that's already gardening, if they are, go help them. You be the lighthouse in your community. Start growing things and incorporating your community and growing those things. It's good for everybody. It gets you real friendly with your neighbors and stuff. Take it easy.